Alright, so we're going to start right away. This is the final fight of episode 1, and I'm going to warn you, I'm going to have a lot more to say about this fight than the Return of the Jedi fight. So let's go. Let's go. Starting out, let's look at the guard positions. I'm going to say that Obi-Wan's looks a little silly, and Qui-Gon's is an interesting choice. I would always prefer that the blades be facing forward because it's so easy to get hurt with these weapons. But let's see how this goes. Opening it up with a jump. I understand it's to get to the other side of Darth Maul here. But the thing, I'm going to explain jumps right away. The thing about jumps, when you're not connected to the ground, that means you have no ability to change the direction where you're going to go. You can't adapt. Once you're in the air, you're stuck there until you land again. So you're basically an open target. I would not spam jumps as much as they do in some of these Star Wars fights. I digress. Looking at this, oh man, I'm gonna have to go through this so slow. Okay, we're gonna do all that slow now. All right, so I slowed this down. Let's see how this looks. Starting off with that jump, you see how he's here? Maul has plenty of time to try multiple attacks while he's in the air, and he has very little that he could do about it. It's insane to do that right away. Okay, and now we have each Jedi on each side. Swipe from Qui-Gon, Darth Maul ducks. Now, the thing about that duck is as soon as he ducks to dodge Qui-Gon, all Obi had to do was literally thrust. He has nothing going on there. He's completely open. But it doesn't look like Obi is even aiming at Maul. The spin there, okay. At a close range with a weapon that kills on the touch, you wouldn't spin that close. It also is a waste of time. When Darth Maul is spinning, if Obi-Wan didn't spin, he could have caught him mid-spin. He could have tagged him. It might not have been the greatest of hits, but he could have tagged him. But because they both spun at the same time, it's a waste of time. We're here, and the fact that the two of them are taking their own time. Another spin. If he just if he was looking at him the whole time, when each one of the Jedi is dealing with one of his blades, the other one could tag him. Like there's no reason to keep spinning. The spinning here facilitates selling the fact that he's able to take them both on at the same time. And if you look here, they're both trying to hit him, and he's deflecting both of them. Spin there, jump kick. Okay, so this instance where he jump kicks Qui-Gon and parries Obi-Wan is kind of cool. Like, that's mostly because Obi-Wan is aiming at the blade, but either way, we get that kick. Goes down and then runs away. The only reason Darth Maul is able to run away and not get tagged is because Obi-Wan decides to spin. Otherwise, on that running away, as he turns his back, all that Obi-Wan would have to do is chase him and just stab him directly. He's gaining distance really fast, so I don't really mind the cartwheel there. If you're like breaking distance and getting the hell out, and you do a cartwheel and the guy isn't chasing you, you can gauge the distance. Unnecessary, but I get it. And then we're here. Unnecessary flip of the lightsaber, one of the cardinal sins, along with the spinning. Okay, we're back. All right, moving on. Oop. Another spin. Qui-Gon comes in. Like, there's all that spinning is such a waste of time. It just looks silly, and it is silly. That was kind of cool. No need for that spin. Moves to the side. You would never spin that close. Unnecessary flip. All right, we're gonna go through that sequence. All right, normally I'm able to hold my commentary till the slow-mo, but when I saw those spins out of nowhere, it makes no sense. Okay, here, good parry. Now, I understand that he moves Obi-Wan's blade out of the way, therefore, with the momentum, he goes and carries the spin. But look how close they are. All Darth Maul has to do is he swipe this way. All he has to do is bring it back with a quick flick, and he would tag him. No problem. He goes to the other side. He goes right for the leg. Parried. That's fine. carried over wide, close-up shot of Qui-Gon. He goes for a swing. That's all I get from that. Obi-Wan's footwork here, you see how high he is? Like he's lifting off. You don't need to lift off to swing at a higher target if he's aiming high. That's just poor technique on his part. Like you don't need to jump there. There's no reason to spin for Obi-Wan. He did an attack, tagged. He could have just reset and kept going. It's just to look pretty, but it's a waste of time. Yeah. They both attack. What was that? Okay, look at Obi-Wan on the left. This is kind of like cut out of what the sequence of affairs here. But it looks like he charges at Darth Maul chest first. We're here, spin. Okay, okay, we continue. Boom. He literally walked up to him, spun his lightsaber instead of having it forward, and got kicked in the face for it. Yeah, okay. Qui-Gon spins around, and then, okay, jump. Yeah, you deserve that kick. And then we're here. I like Darth Maul keeping one of his blades forward, the other one back. He looks like he's focused on Qui-Gon. And also, I can't speak too much to the double-sided lightsaber since I'm a one-handed fencer. But I'll try my best. All right, so he tries to change direct. Qui-Gon goes to low. There's a switch in direction there, which is cool. Like it looks like he's actively trying to deceive him. But there's no reason for this. You're right in his face. That would be death. Oh, and Darth Maul was spinning too. I'm glad you guys agreed to spin, but like, yeah. All right, throws him to the side. What does Obi-Wan do on the left? Comes in, gets parried up high. Okay. He got parried right there at the bottom, and he opts to spin around to get a new angle of attack. If you're getting hard parried like that, it'd probably be better just to step back, reassess, and come back in rather than spin, because all he has to do is graze him. Like, I don't understand why it's such a hard concept to understand. We're here, so he gets parried, low, high. I don't know why Qui-Gon is coming from the left. Clearly Obi-Wan is fighting him on the left-hand side, leaving his whole right side open. So if he, instead of cutting here, he went to the other side, the back is exposed. This is too close for me to really get anything from. Okay, he had blade control, therefore he spun with it. That's the one time that spinning could potentially make sense, is when blade contact is initiated and held, but it's so flimsy how fast that the blade could just flick you that I wouldn't recommend it. Also, running away again. I would not run away with your back to your opponents with these weapons. Unnecessary flip from Obi-Wan. Let's go back to normal speed. I got hit with a copyright thing before for playing the music, so I'm not going to play the music. I'm just going to have the video play. I'll play music in the background, I think, just to ease through this. All right, we're here. You have your opponent on the edge. They can't go anywhere. What's nice to see is Obi-Wan is pointing his weapon towards him. They're getting in close. Yeah. Good. I'll go over that. That's just so funny to me. Okay. What I cared about, I'll go over it later. They both jump in. I would never, with thing I said about jumping, you have no control when you're jumping. To jump right where your opponent is when they have to do is tag you is foolish as hell. Okay, so what I found funny, why I laughed, is because in this moment, there's a feint that comes out from Obi-Wan, but the feint is a headbutt. Look at that. He just feints with his head right there. Right here, he feints with his head. His blade is over here, and that's supposed to scare him. No, if someone does a feint butt head towards me when we're using weapons, I'm stabbing him in the face. There's no reason that would trigger anything. That's just head against lightsaber die. And then he goes for a huge swing here, gets parried, and then jump. Sorry, that's the part that made me laugh. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. All right, so we're back. They jump over. One of them could have got sliced there. We move on though. We're here. Big swing coming from Obi, gets parried. Oh, they both went at the same time. I don't know the logistics of one blade parrying both of them at the same time. I'm gonna have to test that one day. Yeah, okay, so they're fighting back and forth. They're clearly taking their turns. Good action from him. Solid parry, goes for the kick because the blade is now taken care of. I'm not mad at that. All right, we're here. Yeah. All right. Apparently, Qui-Gon got close enough to pimp slap him in the face. He falls. Another instance of jumping right where your opponent is. If Darth Maul decided to just point his weapon up where Qui-Gon was going to land, he could have got a limb easily. You wouldn't jump that close to your opponent with such a weapon. Like, he got punished there, but not nearly as much as he should have. I like this part. Going in, he's trying to get the swings in, and he's like clearly parrying. There's some distance. It's a little close, but unnecessary spin, of course. But I'm just gonna point them out now and not be too mad about it. Go spin. Oh, Darth Maul spinning that close doesn't make sense. I know that you want to keep the momentum going and all that, but since all it takes is a simple cut or a thrust in this close, no. Yeah, Qui-Gon too. Oh my god, spin of the blade and the back when your opponent's right in front of you and all they have to do is lunge. It's so aggravating. Okay, we had the meditation part. Runs in, boom, boom, hard. I don't know how the spinning would work for the lightsaber, but it's cool. Up, up. This part I'm not too mad at. There was a spin there, but it's because he got knocked out of the way and he was trying to bring it back. But this part where they're really close in going at it, I'm not too mad at. I don't know what that attack from all the way out here was. I'd like the blades to be more forward, but that's fine. Oh, wow, okay. Boom, 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 boom. This is fine. Knock to the face and spin. That is one of the cooler spin attacks in Star Wars, I find. Because clearly the opponent was incapacitated a little bit. He got hit in the face. So he's back and then he gets stabbed. He has the time to spin. Is it unnecessary? Yes. But did it make sense that he wouldn't immediately get killed upon the spin? Also, yes. So that one I'm not mad at. We're going to look at that a little slower. All right, let's look at Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul slow. Attacks up high, gets parried. That's fine. Changes direction, gets parried again, changes direction. These are all nice. Parry around, they're playing with blade. That's fine. That's fine. They're a little close. That was dangerous, but he was trying to take the momentum there rather than just flipping for no reason. So it's less of a sin than a normal lightsaber spin. That was kind of a short, like shallow, not a short, yeah, short attack from Maul. Beat, spin, I'm not mad at that. I don't know, I'm not a staff fighter, so I don't know how plausible some of these actions from Maul are. Resets, I'm not mad at that. This is messed up. Tag, solid block. Unnecessary spin from Maul. If Qui-Gon decided to just leap in forward and cut his head off, he could have totally done it there. I don't know what this... I bet that's a move somewhere, but it's really dumb to do in this circumstance where he brings the blade all the way around and goes in. But I digress. Okay. This is the beginning of this stupid move. Lightsaber behind the back block. Did you see that? Let me bring that back. Okay, so this move where they put the lightsaber behind their back to block an incoming strike rather than step back and like parry or do something like feasible. This happens again in this fight, and it happens in the Duel of Fates, but it's so dumb. This is cool. If you get that, that was a cool response. The spin on Qui-Gon's part makes sense with all that energy, but it's it's just painful. All right, he's coming in. He's confused. I'm not sure what to do. Attack, good parry, good response. It seems like still Darth Maul's being a little shy with his attack. They're not really deep. Overhead strike, gets parried, and this is where the face shot happens. Spin, yeah. If you get hit that hard in the face, there is a second where a spin would be plausible. I'm totally not mad at that. And now we're at the part where Obi-Wan comes in. And this is where things get a little weird, even more weird. Now, just like Luke in the last video, he's distressed. So nothing's going to be as perfect as it should be. Look at his face. He's mad. Super mad. All right, he runs in. Baseball bat swing. Jumps. That's really stupid. Even in anger, that's really stupid. Yeah. Another baseball bat swing. Darth Maul does a spin. Dumb as shit. Good parry. Bring it over. There it is again. The back parry. Yeah, I'm going to watch the whole thing. Spin, spin, spin. Duck. Now that was really pretty, but there was a lot going on there. All right, so just like Luke, we're going to account for some shitty technique due to the anger. Completely understandable. Starting off with this shit show. We go here, goes for the leg. It really looks like he went for it. The spin happens to block it. Darth Maul could have just kept his footwork back and then blocked it normally, but this is the prequel, so we spin. That looked like a very... Oh no, he went to block it. That was a really weird path, but he saw it coming from Maul. Bring it over. That was a weak strike. I didn't feel any weight behind that. Maul goes for his head. He ducks. I like this. Now, in fencing, we have a move where you duck, you squat, and you stick your arm out to stab the opponent on entry. If Obi-Wan were to have ducked and extended his arm, he could have tagged his leg right here. Like, that would have been completely possible. You can simultaneously extend your arm and bend your legs. There's no reason to just huddle up turtle style there. And then he raises into a back block. There would be no back block to try and do. I hate this move so much to do if you actually tagged him. Back to front. Now, the back to front is cool visually, but it's only possible because the person spun. The spins allow for stupid cool moves to happen. But if he did that initial strike and he had a back block and all he did was step back, pull back, and thrust in, it would have been a completely different thing because Obi-Wan's sword blade would have been behind his back, and to come to the side, ooh, my arms, and block would have taken a lot of time, whereas Darth Maul using footwork and tip action would have taken significantly less time, and he would have got the hit. But, you know, we're here. Rage moves it out of the way. Blocks an incoming strike. Another spin. Tag. This is just... That little part is cool. Don't need to jump for that. His back is there. So what do? Do you go back to the other side to block the incoming strike? No, he could have cut him directly in half there. Block. The strike's coming from the other side. Instead of going for that strike, he could have stepped back and cut through. There, he could have got in range and tagged him in the head. There's no reason for that stuff. We're here. Why the spin? And then we get this dramatic... I love that. This dramatic stance. All right, back to full speed. All right, entering with a spin. Stop it. That part was cool. We did the back block again. Boom, break of the blade, kick. Why would you jump over a downed opponent? Running away. There's just so much going on there. Oh, that was kind of cool. We're here. Why? I mean, that was cool, but why? Oh man, okay. I'm going to stop it here and go over everything that just happened. Okay, we're back. Let's do this. Spinning to intimidate. Shows his back on entry. Response should be a straight attack from Obi-Wan. Game over. But he waits, he parries, he swings to the other side, he doesn't take out his back. He jumps over. That's fine. If someone's going to go for your legs with this, I understand. You're getting close. Yeah, he's just attacking the blade more than anything. They both look like they're attacking the blade. They don't look like they're actually trying to kill each other there. The back and front happens. We're up close. What do we do? That. Hard to tell anything from there. But it's cool that he broke the blade in two. I love that happened. That was a great moment. And he's confused, so he gets kicked. Now, probably a better response would have been to lunge in. But, you know. Jumping over your opponent when they're downed. I said this in the last video too. When someone's down like that, they have very hard time blocking. You should probably do tip actions. It'll get you a high success rate. Running at your opponent while spinning the blade and then slapping the floor. That was yoy. Oy, yoy, 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 yoy. And then the spinning, running away. Him chasing him with a spin. So many sins. Jump attack. feinting the spin blade attack and using the foot. If Obi-Wan's blade was even in front of him a little bit, he could have tagged him. This is kind of like a freebie that doesn't make sense. It's cool to look at in full speed, but it doesn't make that sense. If you keep your blade forward, if it isn't taken by a parry, or if it isn't in contact with another blade, that should have been a free hit for Obi-Wan. Yeah, they both agree to spin. I love this acrobatic feat. But because it happens so fast, you don't realize how foolish it is. He's going the other way. It's all... I like the invitation. Obi-Wan panting. Yeah, he just attacks in with spins. And like, there's something to be said about doing that, but with lightsabers, it's so stupid. I can't see. He ducked over something. We're here. We're up close. Darth Maul has the advantage there, but they decide to switch. That's fine. Boom. I like this part. That was kind of weak. Overhand strike. Okay. If you're not grounded on the ground, if your feet aren't touching the ground and you go for a strike, you lose strength, because now you're just using your arm and you're not as powerful as you would be if your legs were on the floor. And I know we've said that it doesn't take a lot for a lightsaber to do damage, which is true. But if you're going to crash into someone's guard potentially with your attack, like an overhead attack can be seen pretty well when you do it that wide. So if you have a little extra strength, maybe you could push down on him and tag him. But if it's only your arms and he's grounded, he has way more strength to push back up against you. It's just not ideal. And this is where we ended. So over here, he gets pushed back, force push, and we're down. And this is where one of the cool moments of Star Wars happens, but also a really, really dumb one. We talked about how jumping over your opponent leaves you super vulnerable and isn't the best option. I know that he has limited options here in the circumstance, but rather than jump forward, grab the lightsaber, jump over and cut him, which he should have got tagged over, I think if you have the circle, I'm going to use this as an example. If you have this and you're here and you want to jump up, instead of going up, I would have gone to the other side, like pushed off the wall backwards onto the other edge, grabbed your master's lightsaber, and then continue the fight from there, because there's no reason he shouldn't have been tagged on that jump up. All Darth Maul had to do was hold the lightsaber over the gap, and when he jumps over, cuts himself on entry. It's a cool but really dumb moment. A lot of these are happening. Let's look back at that. All right, so we have this circle here. You can see how wide this is. I'm pretty sure with what they've shown in the movies, he could force jump off that wall to the back edge of the circle and then pull his master lightsaber. I don't think it's necessary for him to jump over Maul. And I've read some places that apparently Obi-Wan does a Jedi mind trick here that stuns Darth Maul, which allows this feat to be possible. I don't find it very clear that happens. So for him to leap up right there. Can I get that clear? Do I have enough dexterity to make this happen? Yeah. For him to leap up here. Do you see how easy it is for him to be tagged? He doesn't have the lightsaber yet. He's just looking at Maul. Maul just has to stick out the lightsaber right there. Boom. I see a dead man flying. Yeah, so he pulls that up. When does he get it? He gets it past the point of the edge of the pit where Maul should have already ended it. Like, this is a cool but relatively stupid moment. And then we get the end of the fight. All right, so in summary, I actually really like this fight, but there's just so many things that annoy me. There are so many unnecessary additions to it. The pacing is really cool. The veracity of their attacks is awesome. But the thing is, with all those spins, it's the beginning of a new era for Star Wars here with the prequels, where there's a excess amount of spins in the wrist and like the whole body that take away from it, I find. You can see other people trying to do lightsaber fights where they keep the same type of intensity that you see here, but they don't do it in the exchange for flashy spins. At a certain point, it becomes too much. I understand having a spin every now and again, but I feel like the logic of combat is lost here. And I'm going to make a big video about how combat has evolved throughout all the movies. But the thing that happened here is they went a lot for style and they lost a lot of substance. It's kind of sad in a way because you lose one thing but you gain another. Like, so yeah. And I know I shout on the big moments like the jump at the end for Obi-Wan. You like everybody loves that moment. And I know it gets called back in the later movie, but it's such a dumb move. The jumps, the spins, all this. It's anybody who would be that good at sword fighting or blade work in any way, that spin would be a freebie if it's not in control. So it's kind of sad. It's like so much good in this fight, and yet these little things are just, no, stop, don't do this. I know this is some people's favorite fight, but overall, it's not close for me just because of the amount of ridiculous stuff that goes on, like this. Oh, no, 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 no. This is a dance. It's not. It looks like a dance rather than fight, and that's fine in one way because it is a movie. But it leans so much into that choreography rather than combat that I don't think it's that good, and I'm sure a lot of people do agree too. I didn't forget about the fact that Obi-Wan is distressed at the end here, where he's doing all this stuff. Didn't forget about that at all. But it's not even that he's raging here. It's that his techniques that he uses, because he's using them proficiently and with anger, the techniques that he uses are just bad. It's just the spins, all these options, the jumping. I can excuse the jump attacks when he's running at people being due to anger, but the spins and the back parry and the choices of attacks he does when the guy turns around, it's a style choice of the combat rather than Obi-Wan just being upset. I hope you enjoyed this analysis of the fight. I know it was a little aggressive at times because the amount of stuff that goes on, but I hope to see you for the next one, and I'm going to post it right here.